Hello there. I'm the teacher Sophia, and yeah, you can call me Miss Sophia if you want, or just teacher. Okay, now I would love to tackle into how to conduct or how to deliver a proper a class in which we are gonna make him more emphasis and listening skill. So this is like listening comprehension subject. So this class is gonna take like um 50 minutes. Is gonna be a 50-minute class in which we are going to develop different scenarios and different listening sections. Okay, but first of all, I would love to introduce to my first listening section. This is like a daily a everyday conversation in which my students are going to listen to a short extract. This is a short record in an academic environment. This is like a classroom setting. So just let me share my screen here because I have prepared some visual aid for nourishing this class the best. Okay, all right. All right, I have here my visual aid in which I have stated three different stages in which my class is gonna be split up. Okay, yeah, listening skill is really important because it's how we teach our students how everyday life conversations occur and happen in surroundings. So, well, therefore, we have divided it into the three main categories, the three main stages. The first, as I already mentioned, the first is pre-listening. Here, motivation, contextualization, and preparation is going to be the key components of our first stage. All right. So we have passage one. This passage belongs to listening TOEFL section. Is such a big opportunity to practice TOEFL listening skill. In this case, I have stated here through two different images. The first is the front page image of this practice that we have online, and the two image is um, showcasing the second part of our listening practice, in which the paragraph, the conversation between a woman and a man is happening in an academic setting. Okay, for this stage, for this listening stage, motivation is really important since I will walk my students through the whole experience when asking for a piece of advice about getting a new job on campus. This is about a student who is seeking a job on campus because she wants to start paying off towards the student loan. She has getting in debt with a the student loan in this case. So she's asking for some advice and she's asking a professor about the different options, opportunities on campus so uh, she can get started. So yeah, that's such a big opportunity to show motivation of my students since it's something that is happening on a daily basis. We have contextualization, all right. In contextualization, we have prepared this conversation since the context is really common. It's something that happens every day. That's why I guess it seems really appealing to my students, and that's why I have chosen these extras for them. Okay, we have preparation two for preparing my students with suitable phrases. I have stated some phrases. For example, I have some notes here. Just let me read them down, read them out loud for you. Okay, we have you want to apply for a job? You want to apply for a job? That's a very common phrase, and it can be handy with my students so that they can get into more context what's happening. Okay, you want to apply for a job? We have another. Um, you are a smart student. we can definitely sign you up for the work study program. That's something that the professor advises to do in the extract. That's why we have previously prepared this extract. All right, we have another here, which is be careful. Don't let your grades slide up. All right, that's something very useful too. I think I'd rather work 20 hours a week. I have another one here which says, um, all right, let me just find it for you. Okay, we have another here. Make sure you let them know it's for a work study position since we have jobs reserved for those students. Once you find a job and work for a little bit, see how it goes. Then we can discuss giving me more hours. The student is on the fence about choosing between getting a 20-hour job and a 10-hour job. So she she happens to be very careful because she's still a student and she has to see for the best option. So all right, now that we have covered the first stage, we have to jump directly to the second stage, which says while listening. This is very crucial part. Why? Because in this case, students are allowed to take some notes. But if you let your students taking long notes, it's gonna be demanding for them, and they can get stuck in the middle of listening practice. That's why I would highly advise my students to take short keywords, the ones that are gonna let them know the context in which the conversation is taking place. In this case, we have this permission to take some notes, and I'm gonna allow my students, I'm gonna grant them with 3 times available. Okay, they will listen to the record 3 times so they can strengthen their ear, and their listening skills gonna develop the best way. Now we have the third, which is pause listening. This stage is crucial too, since it's the feedback my students is gonna give to the recording. So is here gonna we are going to highlight the reaction of the text and the analysis of the language used in the conversation. In this case, it's very straightforward practice since um, the language is mainly everyday life language. So the daily language is not very complicated. It's something very simple in this case. And the reaction, of course, is the feedback they are gonna give to the record. They are gonna be listened to. All right. So just let me go back to the main section here, and let me just close the sharing of my screen. All right. And this has been everything that brought to that for my end. And I hope it's been very useful for you since listening skill is something that, yeah, we hear that phrase, and yeah, we kind of get frightened, right? Because we are afraid that we won't understand different accents, we won't understand native speakers, but that's a part of our job. And always encouraging our students to get prepared, and always try to split and prepared well customized class for them. In this case, the most acceptable methodology you can apply is this one with the 3 main stages. All right, the pre-listening, while listening, and post-listening. All right, thanks for watching, and kind blessings. Bye bye.